wish to take this opportunity to express our dissatisfaction which has happened at the tail end of this exercise. We started very well in the morning. In most positions, we agreed on consensus as game branch. The only position which was being contested was for the chairman. So we were contesting between me, myself, Nico Chola, and our colleague Kawur from Yala. And as the party rules says, we either agree on a consensus. If we don't agree on a consensus, then we go to the ballot. So at the end of it all, we agreed that we are going to the ballot. And then we agreed that we are going to do secret ballot. So that is what we did. At the end of the day, I was voted in by members who were supposed to vote, the delegates from each sub-branch of game. And I ended up getting 62 votes, and my competitor got 16 votes. So as we were waiting after the counting, after the counting was done, and the counting was done transparently in the glare of the media, we were both told to give our agents. I gave in my agents. My competitor gave his agent, who was witnessing the exercise. The exercise was being run by the PO for game, and the RO for game, and the clerk. The PO was calling names one by one as they were coming in. We have all the evidences in camera and in video. So when the counting finished, the RO did not read the results. So we were waiting for the RO to read the results, but we only realized that they had called members of the county election board. So when members of the county election board came here with their chair, who is Mr. Onguko, and the secretary and another member, they stopped the arrow from reading the results. So we reached a stalemate. So we were called to agree. Then I was telling them, what are we agreeing? And already we've done an election. So they have moved out with all the materials, but what we have as evidence of my winning is that the counting was done, and they were the ones who were doing the counting, not us. Yeah, the counting was being done by the RO herself. By the RO herself. The counting was being done by the RO herself, and she declared the results, and she declared Nico Chola the winner with 62 votes against 16. So there were some external forces who are trying to push the candidate that I was contesting with. And those forces are not forces which are coming from game. There are some forces which are coming from game, but there were a lot of external pressure which was coming from the county, from outside. Actually, we have some of my voters who are being intimidated that if you don't vote the other candidate, you will be sacked at the county government where you're working. But these people of game said that they are behind Nico Chola. That is why that candidate who was brought here got 16 votes, and I got 62 votes. So there are a lot of pressure. But as far as we are concerned, we are waiting that we are given that form. We sign the people. We sign the returning form as the person who has been elected as the chair of game branch. I have a word for the National Election Board. We saw some elements of partisan interest. You know, at the end of the day, somebody has a background where he's coming from. Yeah. An election which has been concluded, you cannot again retract, and then you tell the people who are contesting to go and agree. I think that is not the best procedure. So let the National Election Board come in between this and make a very clear clarification to the people of game, and the message to them is that the game people have already elected their chairman.
I don't agree. It is partisan, it is unprofessional, it is unethical. One, uncouth. What the chairperson or the county elections is telling us is that they are exceedingly incompetent or compromised. Who brought the returning officer? The returning officer were trained and dispatched here by the returning officer. So coming in the evening to tell us that they didn't do the right things just shows the incompetency of the office.
My name is Charles Onguko. I am the chairperson of the ODM County Elections Committee. So we were here with my colleagues Michelle and Tony, but they've left to attend to other sub-counties. So I want to, number one, thank the people of Game for being peaceful until now. And we hope that this exercise ends in peace. Where the issues, we will address them from today. I've met all the candidates, Kawur, Nico Chola, and we also have elected leaders, Nyamawira and Sila Madingu here. So as they remain behind as I leave for another station, I just want to urge everyone. And I'm questioning these aspirants here, they're here. If you try bring violence in game, in the ODM elections, we will disqualify you from these elections. We'll never allow you to participate in any ODM elections. So if you've brought in goons to try beat up anyone, just know your days in ODM are numbered. And we have those the powers to disqualify and submit a report to the National Elections Committee and the Central Management Committee on your actions and behaviors. So Kawur and Nick should control their people, the other aspirants, but no, we have elders here, so it will be peaceful. So where there is consensus, let those lists be submitted as consensus. But it is consensus where everyone who is in the hall agrees that we've agreed that is our candidate. Where there is no consensus, the contestations will be subjected to a vote. That's universal suffrage. Mlolongo, lifting of hands, or like they're saying now, secret ballot. If they agree, and it has to be put in writing, that due to this and this, we agreed to do this. So if you agree, as long as you tell the Zebedi, the Arrow, the PO, and the Arrow Lucy, and they put it to us in writing, that the people of Game refused lifting of hands and Mlolongo, now Wakamua ni secret ballot. So that is agreed. But there has to be transparency, and each vote must be accounted for. Only those who are here, those who've paid and those who have applied for positions will be allowed to contest. If you did not pay, whether you are too famous, whether you are too popular, and you've not paid the 5,000, the 1,000, the 500, you will not participate in our exercise. You will not participate. And if you try to force your way, we will also tell you how to force you out of the party.
Today's contestation, the modus operandi, will be a determinant factor from the voters and the contestants. So we just want to say that we are, as you can see, it's very peaceful. It's all about ODM, it's all about Baba, and we are all children of belonging to one Baba. And we as the people of Game are now walking the talk of peace. And at the end of it all, the person who is going to win, who is going to shake the hand of that who is going to be a loser in today's election, because you can be a loser in today's election and you come a winner in another election. So we just want to still request our supporters and the supporters of the today's contestants to be very peaceful. And from my ward, I can say that I was very neutral and how the election of those who are representing the mainstream and other polling stations were done. And I want to believe that they have the ability to prove their worth when it comes to a determination of today's event.
Kwa